you may find that you are accountable before God, a life for a life.
I'm checking and testing, checking, testing, checking, testing, checking, testing.
Hi, this is Michelle with Life After Choice. We'll take it in small bites. Jewish women leaders are taking a stand for abortion. The National Council of Jewish Women has created a special Shabbat commemoration of abortion rights called Repro Shabbat. These women claim that denial of the right to abortion is against the Jewish religion. They claim that the Jewish position on abortion must be pro-choice on the basis of Exodus 21:22, which says, "If men fight and hit a pregnant woman and her child is born prematurely, but there is no serious injury, the one who hit her will surely be punished in accordance with what the woman's husband demands of him, and he will pay what the court decides." The argument goes that because there's no serious injury, in Hebrew the word is ason, or harm or mischief to the woman, therefore the fact that a child perished is permissible in God's eyes by their reading. As a Jewish woman, I say they don't represent the heart of God accurately. That verse can be read differently from the way that they're interpreting it. Another reading can be that no harm came to mother or child. If the child had died, there clearly would have been harm. The verse says there was no harm, and therefore no life for a life or death penalty. So we cannot be talking about a situation where the child died. We're talking about a situation where neither the child nor the mother suffered ason, harm or mischief. The interpretation of this verse is not without debate. It's far from settled. Here's what the New English Translation notes say about this verse. This line has occasioned a good deal of discussion. It may indicate that the child was killed as in a miscarriage, or it may mean that there was a premature birth. The latter view is taken here because of the way the whole section is written. 1, quote, her child came out reflects a birth and not the loss of children. 2, there's no serious damage. And 3, payment is to be set for any remuneration. The word ason is translated serious damage. The word was taken in Mechilta to mean death. Umberto Cassuto, an Italian Jewish Hebrew biblical scholar, says the point of the phrase is that neither the woman nor the children that are born die, end quote. But even if the child did die, just because no capital punishment was called for doesn't mean that abortion was acceptable. It may be morally repugnant while still not warranting a death penalty. Even as pro-lifers today, like myself, morally object to abortion, yet we don't seek to bring criminal charges against women who have made the choice to abort. It's an unusual case that has to be treated as an exception. The truth is that this has been debated throughout Jewish history, and as many examples can be found of lenient views on abortion, many can also be found with prohibitive language again amongst the commentators. For example, Sanhedrin 57b says, quote, the sages said in the name of Rabbi Yishmael that a descendant of Noah is executed even for killing fetuses. Rabbi Yishmael sought to bring accountability to Romans for feticide, but the Talmud states that nothing can be forbidden to non-Jews that is permissible to Jews. How about Maimonides, a son of Noah who killed a person, even a fetus in its mother's womb, is capitally liable. Furthermore, the Talmudic idea from Tractate Yevamot that a child in the womb before 40 days of growth is no more than simply fluid, a thing of no legal significance, must be reevaluated in light of modern science, which tells us that by 40 days the child has a heart and heartbeat, the foundations of a brain, spinal cord, nervous system, pituitary gland. It has eyes, mouth, ears, nose, and blood flow. By 54 days, all organs are present. This is a misreading not only of Scripture, but of God's nature and his high regard for those made in his image. Let's consider some of his other words as found in the Jewish Bible from Psalm 139. For you created my innermost parts. You wove me in my mother's womb. I will give thanks to you because I am awesomely and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret and skillfully formed in the depths of the earth. Your eyes have seen my formless substance, and in your book were written all the days that were ordained for me, when as yet there was not one of them. How about the book of Jeremiah, where God tells Jeremiah, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I have appointed you as a prophet to the nations. How about the prophet Isaiah? The Lord called me from the womb, from the body of my mother. He named me. How about Ecclesiastes? Just as you do not know the path of the wind and how bones are formed in the womb of the pregnant woman, so you do not know the activity of God who makes everything. Ladies of the National Council of Jewish Women, you do not represent this Jewish woman. You have fallen prey to a lie that enables you to destroy God's heritage that he placed in the Jewish people, the lineage, the DNA, for us to be a people, quote, preserved alive. As Joseph said in Genesis 50, God chose the Jewish people for special blessing among the nations, to be a light unto the nations. You bear responsibility for where you've not only drawn women astray, but where you've denied your own children the opportunity for God's blessings as his chosen people. Blessings, I might add, that you enjoyed. Let's just go back to that Exodus 21 passage again and look at the verse that follows the one that all this is based on. Verse 23 goes like this: but if there is serious injury, then you will give a life for a life. If there is serious injury. If that does include injury to the child, then your verdict is guilty. Given that there's controversy over how to interpret these things, wouldn't it be a good idea to err on the side of caution? Otherwise, you may find that you are accountable before God, a life for a life. I find myself strangely agreeing with Maimonides when it comes to these Jewish abortion-crazy women, when he says that women, quote, turn the words of the Torah into words of nonsense according to the poorness of their mind. Thank you for joining us today at Life After Choice. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff so we can grow our channel and get our message out. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.